Good day, this is Julian Hunter. This is the Performance of Speech 2 for the Communications class. Have you ever seen somebody wearing a piece of jewelry that looks so interesting you didn't think that you can find something of such in a store? Well, 9 out of 10 times you probably can't, and it is probably handmade by an artist. Today I'll be doing a brief session on how to make a piece of handmade jewelry. The material that I will be talking about is wampum, is what we call today traditionally known as quahog. For additional facts and different histories, you can Google wampum and you can learn more. This is just a brief how-to on how to make some jewelry. Like I said, I will be using wampum. You don't necessarily have to use wampum. You can use wood or a different type of shell, anything that you can find that the tools that I will be describing for this procedure will work with. The first tool, which is the most important tool, is your mask. Our waters contain a lot of pollution, and our shells filters our waters and remove a lot of pollution, which gets trapped into this layer on top, which is known as the calcium. Okay. The first piece of machinery tool that we'll be using is a bench grinder. This will remove the calcium from the top of the shell. I use a bench grinder that uses a circular system that circulates water throughout. As I'm grinding, the dust gets trapped into the water, which is one of the better ways to contain the dust from the air. The next tool we'll be needing is a Dremel tool. With the Dremel tool, we will be drilling, polishing, and shaping. Next, we will be using hand tools, wire cutters, and pliers. Flat nose pliers, needle nose pliers, and round nose pliers may be used for your pliers. Any good set of pliers will do. Material-wise, like I said, we'll be using this wampum, and we'll be using wire threading, which is what we'll use to string our jewelry onto a necklace to be affixed around our necks. To affix it around our necks, we'll be needing clasps and crimps to hold the clasp onto the wire thread. Once we remove the calcium from this shell, we have this. We have a smooth body underneath that calcium. One would think impossible, but once we use our tools that described in this video, we'll be able to get that smooth surface that is under there. This wampum has a lot of traditional value to most indigenous people across the North Americas of the United States and into Canada. Once we remove that calcium from the top, we may cut into different shapes. Once we cut our beads, we will drill through them. That way they can be strung onto a necklace. After we've drilled them, if a polish, a shine, or luster is desired upon materials, you may use a compound solution onto a dry wheel on your Dremel to get that desired luster and shape. Once we have our materials in order, we will use our wire thread. We will thread our beads onto our wires, and we will use our crimps to crimp down our clasping that we have. This here is a lobster claw like you would see on most necklaces, even the one that I'm wearing. Once we have crimped those clasps onto our threadings, we may then fasten them to the other side, allowing us to wear our jewelry with pride. Most handmade jewelry is worn with pride. A lot of people see things that people are wearing and think that they are interesting, that they can't possibly be handmade. This is a piece of jewelry that I've handmade myself. This took me about a week to do in all, with cutting beads. The drawing that you see in the center was done by a family member. This is called the Tree of Peace. and it is spelled just like it sounds. That as well may be Googled for additional information. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, if you are using a material that can be used with the tools and machines that I have described, then those tools will work with your materials. Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed the video.